Hello, welcome to the Enchanted Edibles Convention. My name is Molly and I'll be sort of your tour guide for today. It's very nice to meet you. Now, have you ever been to the convention before? No, well, you're in for a real treat, literally. I hope you've come with your sweet tooth. Okay, good. So basically what we'll be doing today is going through a few different stalls and pop-up shops that we have here in the convention hall. And you'll get to try a variety of different treats or purchase gifts for yourself or for friends, whatever the case may be. And in between the different stalls or shops, I will go ahead and find you and kind of guide you over to your next sweet destination. Does that sound like a plan? Okay, good. Well, the first place we'll be heading is actually a fantastic little truffle shop. I hope you enjoy chocolate. Okay. It's right over there, and they'll be able to help you right away. Welcome to Madame Charlotte's Enchanted Chocolaterie. What brings you into my fine establishment this evening? Oh, I thought that might be the case. So now, I'm assuming you're aware of the fact that our truffles aren't your ordinary, average, run-of-the-mill pieces of chocolate. Am I correct? Oh, good. Well, while each of our selections have their own unique magical qualities, many of our guests gravitate toward this particular collection here behind the glass. These are our love spell chocolates. In addition to the finest cocoa beans and all natural ingredients, they also contain just a hint of enchantment, subtle spells, drops of certain elixirs and potions that, let's just say, they're a tastier alternative to Cupid's arrow. So please tell me a bit about this special someone you're shopping for tonight. Oh, how lovely. Well then, we'll probably want to pick them some rare truffles then, won't we? As it sounds like they have a very discerning palate. Put your selections here in this gift box. Now I must warn you that the chocolates you'll find here can be quite potent. Well, the magical ingredients within them anyway. So make sure that they eat these sparingly and that they truly savor every bite. But that's how a chocolate should be eaten in the first place, in my humble opinion. Devouring one of these delicate morsels should be an experience in and of itself, shouldn't it? The first truffle I'd like to show you is our tonka bean truffle. This one has a delicate tonka bean center with just a touch of cinnamon and hazelnut to bring out the vanilla essence. It's coated with a thick layer of dark chocolate. And then on the very top, you'll find just a drizzle of melted marshmallow. As is the case with all of the truffles I'll be showing you this evening, just one nibble of this delicacy and the consumer is sure to fall head over heels for the first person they see. It can also be used to mend friendships, and heal broken hearts, things of that variety. Some of them have even been known to rekindle romances. You know, ignite that romantic spark everyone always talks about. The next one we have here is a mouth-watering caramel confection. The center is pure melted caramel with a hint of vanilla and honey for good measure. On the outside is solid milk chocolate, topped with a single cherry. I find that this one is particularly delicious after a large meal. It provides just the right amount of sweetness to end a savory dinner without going overboard, of course. Each night after dinner, I allow myself just one chocolate. And usually, it's this cherry truffle here. It has such a sweet, fruity aroma to it. I find it both comforting and rejuvenating in its own special way. This next truffle here is our dark chocolate coffee truffle. The center is a good dose of coffee and espresso in ground bean form, of course. And that's been mixed with a delicate cream. It's coated with a white chocolate and then topped with a whole coffee bean, just to give the person a special glimpse into what's inside. I don't recommend eating this truffle after dinner, as it will keep you up half the night, but it's a wonderful start any day. Then there's this lovely little thing here. This is our marzipan marvel. That's what I like to call it anyway. And its center is marzipan mixed with just a bit of honey and milk chocolate. And it's coated with a ribbon of dark chocolate. Then just to tip it over the edge, the whole thing is plopped in caramel. This is one of our more indulgent pieces, but it also happens to be one of my personal favorites, especially after a long and stressful day. Seems to melt all the tension away. There's two more I'd like to show you. This one is our caramel apple truffle. It has tiny slivers of Granny Smith apple that have been soaked in caramel and vanilla. This makes up the center of the truffle, and then on the outside is a layer of milk chocolate and a tiny drizzle of caramel, just because you can never have too much caramel, can you? The last one I have here is our triple chocolate delight. But in addition to the white, dark, and milk chocolate, which are all contained in neat little layers within this morsel, this also has a layer of marshmallow and a layer of caramel, and then a drizzling of butterscotch on the outside. I think butterscotch is highly underrated, don't you? Everyone always forgets about butterscotch. So, do any of these catch your eye? Oh, good. Well, I'll put them in this box here for you then. It also comes with a set of instructions, just in case. Alright then. Isabel will bring you up, and on your way out, please feel free to have a sample. Hi there. How was it? Oh, great. Well, since the Enchanted Edibles Convention is kind of a multi-realm affair, you're going to find that there are treat shops from pretty much the main enchanted worlds. Yeah, so for instance, the next one that you'll be going to was frequented quite often by Harry Potter and his little group. It's Honeyduke Sweet Shop. Welcome honeydukes. What can I do you for today? Oh. And it's your first time here? Oh, you're in for a real treat in more ways than one. I can promise you that. Now, are you here for a gift for someone, or? Oh, I see. So, searching for a bit of a Christmas present, then. Oh, how wonderful. Well, I could show you the Birdie Bots, every flavor of beans, but pretty much every store has that nowadays. They've become so popular after all. But how about I show you some of my personal favorites, and then we can put them all in a box, and I'll wrap them up for you with a nice pretty bow. You can give it to your friend for Christmas, whoever that friend might be. Oh, good. Well, I figure since you aren't really familiar with this person and you don't know who they are exactly, because it's a bit of a surprise, why don't we try to choose kind of a range of different sweets? That way we're sure to tantalize their taste buds in some way. Great. Well, we actually have a deal going today as kind of a thank you to our customers, and as a way to kind of say, well, to give you a pat on the back for being so altruistic and generous and choosing to give someone a gift. Whatever gift you choose, you will get also. So if you compile a whole box of sweets, you'll get the same box to take home with you. How does that sound? Oh, good. I thought that might sound good to you. All right. Let's dive right in, shall we? We have a lot of candy ground to cover. All right. Now, we of course have the more delicate sweets and things that melt quite easily, though you could always place an enchantment on them, I suppose, such as the butterbeer ice cream and the Birdie Bots slushies, but we're just going to stick with the candy that you can give as a gift today so that we can keep everything nice and neat rather than a muddled ice cream mess in the box. Though you're more than welcome to have one while you're here, of course. In fact, I highly recommend you do so. This first treat here is called a marshmallow frog. And it's a marshmallow center covered in dark chocolate and dusted with dark cocoa powder. Now, of course, it's in the shape of a frog, hence its name, and when eaten, it will bounce around on your tongue and make soft, riveting noises. It's quite delightful, actually. It tickles a bit, but it subsides as soon as the chocolate begins to melt, and it turns into a rather lovely and divine marshmallow coat for your tongue. There's also this one. This is our chocolate-covered trail mix. And whenever you eat these, you'll be able to, magically transport yourself to any location within Hogsmeade proper. Hence the name Trail Mix, because you'll be able to hit the trail once you take a bite of these sweets. Now, you must be careful, however, because when you do eat them, you have to focus very intently on where you want to be, or else you'll end up, well, heaven knows where. In fact, I once had these, and my thoughts were a bit muddled, and I ended up in the middle of the loch at Hogwarts. a bit out of the boundary of the candy, but I ended up having a wonderful day. Lovely picnic on the grounds and all. Then there's this candy, of course, which is one of my personal favorites. They're caramel apple bites. So it's a lovely slice of tart green apple, coated in caramel, coated with a light sprinkling of salt to balance out the sweetness. And then on top of all of that, we've drizzled it with milk chocolate. Now this one, when consumed, really doesn't have any magical effect, to be quite honest. It's just absolutely delightful. Now there was one individual once, a customer to be precise, who came in and told me that after consuming one of these, they noticed a remarkable boost in their culinary skills. Well, yes, before they had the apple, they couldn't even cook rice, and afterward they were slaving away in the kitchen, baking all manner of goodies and treats. It was a temporary effect. I believe she said it lasted for about 5 hours, but in that time she managed to whip up everything for the local bake sale. So I suppose we all benefit from it, huh? This candy here is a cheesecake wedge. So it's strawberry cheesecake, dipped in white chocolate, and it's bite-sized, so yeah, so it's not too rich. This one will help you to enhance your intellect, so it's ideal for consuming before a big test or if you have an important business meeting coming up. I know that many Hogwarts students come in here and purchase quite a few of these when they're allowed to come into Hogsmeade. And in fact, we've had to limit them to 10 per customer for that reason. Other than being able to make you more clever, intelligent, they also taste downright delightful, so that's a plus. And then there's this one. This is a milk chocolate truffle. Of course, this is honeydew, so it's not any ordinary truffle, of course. This one is filled with a blueberry cream, and then I have another one here that's an orange cream as well, if you prefer. Now, I'm not much of the fruit cream filling person myself, but these are to die for. These particular ones are enchanted with a bit of a romance spell. So if you want to put your sweetie in the mood for love, you can give them this after dinner or before a date, something of that variety. Now, of course, it doesn't impose or doesn't meddle with willpower. They have to already be head over heels in love with you, but it will coax things along a bit. And then, of course, there's this one. This is our caramel popcorn cluster. It has 4 or 5 good-sized kernels of caramel popcorn drizzled in white chocolate. This one is, well, it's a bit explosive. More of a gag gift, if you will. But I indulge in them every once in a while, too, I will admit, because they're just so tasty. This one will make fireworks shoot out of someone's mouth. Now, not damaging fireworks. They won't burn their eyebrows, whatever the case may be. Just, perfectly harmless little fireworks. But it is quite a spectacle. Now we have some other fruity candies as well. We have lollipops here, shaped like a variety of different animals, and when you lick them, you of course are able to sound like that particular animal. A similar candy was featured in the Harry Potter tales, I do believe. Let's see, the gum here that never loses its flavor. And we also have these, the jawbreakers, that are like a 3-course meal all in one. And we actually borrowed this idea from the Willy Wonka chocolate factory. And the last kind of series of candies I want to show you is this lovely botanical chocolate line that we just started recently. They're all different types of chocolate, so dark chocolate, white chocolate, milk chocolate, even semi-sweet. And in the middle of them is a small piece of some sort of plant or herb that has a magical effect. For instance, this lavender chocolate here contains a subtle lavender center, and it helps to calm your nerves and alleviate stress. The chamomile one will help you sleep through the night, and it's lightly coated in white chocolate. And this one here is oregano. And believe it or not, oregano packs quite a magical punch. This one, it'll help you to boost your magical abilities just a bit. Give you that extra kick you need. There's a wide range of different herbs and spices we use in it too. The cinnamon one is particularly lovely this year. It helps you to enhance your Christmas spirit. Now, what candies do you think you'd like to put in the box for your friend and for yourself, of course? Oh, lovely choices. Well, I'll go ahead and get that ready for you, and I'll wrap it up while I'm at it. That way, it can be tied up with a pretty bow for your friend. Terrific. All right, here's your package. Oh no, this purchase is actually on the house because you're part of the tour group, so there's no need for any payment this time round. But do come back and see us again soon. We hope you've enjoyed your time here at Honeydukes. Alright. I hope you're ready for a chilly treat, because the next place we're heading to is the Sundae Shop. Yes, it's one of my personal favorites, and you get to choose your own toppings, and it's just delightful. Alright, it's right over there. Hey there, what can I do for you today? Well, if you're looking for ice cream, then you've definitely come to the right place. Now, have you ever been here before? Okay, just kind of walked by. No, that's perfectly fine. What we like to do is the first time our customers come in, we like to just give them a little bit of a tour of the place and talk a little bit about what we do here and the products that we offer. That be okay? You have a few minutes? Oh, good. All right. Well, our Sundae shop is a little bit different than the traditional, than the traditional ice cream parlors you see. What we do is all of the flavors that you see here are just your average run-of-the-mill ice cream. They're delicious, but they're not magically imbued. The magic comes in when you add the different toppings, specifically the cherries, and you get to choose kind of your own magical enchantment. So yeah, well, we feel that we used to do it where we kind of pre-enchanted them, but the problem is, for instance, if you want peanuts on your ice cream, but you don't particularly like the magical effect that we've tied to it, well, then that might be an issue. And some people have peanut allergies, and they weren't getting the magical effects likewise. So we like to let you choose and customize your own sundae. Does that sound good? Oh, terrific. So what I'll do is I'll walk you through some of our flavors, and you can try out any that you like. We actually have a little testing station over there, and I'll give you a few little spoons to test everything out. And then what you do is, after you pick the ice cream flavor that you'd like, you can choose from a wide range of toppings, and I'll kind of go over those as well. And I'll also talk a little bit about some of our most popular magical imbuements. Okay, great. So when it comes to our ice cream, we offer them in a wide range of flavorings, as you can see here under the glass counter. This one right here is our blueberry, right under here. There you go. It's our blueberry, and it has chunks of real blueberries in it. They're not overly frozen though, because I know sometimes when you bite into that, it can kind of, it can be a little painful. So they're kind of thawed out, so it's just the perfect combination. We also have this one right here underneath the counter. That's our apple a la mode. So it's basically an apple pie flavoring, and there's bits of crust in there and big chunks of Granny Smith apple, just the right amount of cinnamon and sugar. So yeah, it's one of my favorites. Here we have the chocolate, and the chocolate one is actually a triple chocolate. So it's a milk chocolate kind of ice cream flavor, and then it has chunks of dark chocolate and white chocolate shavings. Yeah, if you're a chocolate lover, then you'll definitely like this one. Also, if you like chocolate, you'll like our fudge brownie. It has chunks of brownie in it, and also chunks of walnuts. Yeah, so again, if you have a nut allergy, that might be a problem. Let's see here. Let's go over to this side of the counter, and over here we have our kind of our frozen yogurt selection and sorbets. So we have strawberry, raspberry, all the different summer fruits. mango, pineapple. These are also, these two right here are sugar-free. This one's a bubblegum flavor, and we also have a papaya flavor that's sugar-free. Now, a variety of our other options are also sugar-free in case you're trying to, cut back on your sugars or, diabetic, things like that. And, but you'd have to special order it in advance because we use a substitute. Okay? Great. Now, let's see. Some of our other popular flavors are kind of dessert-inspired ones. I know I already told you about the fudge brownie and the apple a la mode, but we also have a kind of a banana ice cream that has chunks of marshmallow in it, so it's a bit like a sundae in itself, and there's also streaks of cherry running through it. And we also have a chocolate chip cookie one and a chocolate chip cookie dough, so we have both of those options if you want to kind of indulge your sweet tooth even more. And then we have a key lime pie and lemon meringue. Those are also quite popular, kind of like a pie in a bowl in ice cream form. So the key lime pie has a little bit of tartness to it, but it's just, again, there's chunks of the crust and even little gobs of meringue. Same thing with the lemon meringue pie ice cream. So I'll let you kind of look around though after we're done here and just see if any other ice cream flavors kind of catch your eye. We have, as I said, a variety to choose from. It all just depends kind of on the mood you're in. Okay? And okay, so now the toppings. All of our toppings are in these, we actually give you the toppings yourself so that you can add however many you like. I know some ice cream parlors scoop it up, but we prefer to give it to you just in a little pack. Yes, I mean, some people prefer more, some people prefer less. Also, it keeps the magical properties kind of in and preserved because they can wear out over time. So now, we do recommend, if you do take the sundae home, yeah, we have to-go containers, and that you eat it within a week, just so that you do get the full magical benefit from it. Okay, now we have a variety of different toppings. We have different nuts, walnuts, peanuts, almonds. We have as well like different sweet treat toppings, so chocolate chips, carob chips, dark chocolate shavings, things like sprinkles. Sprinkles are always my favorite. They're the kind of the go-to, aren't they? And they'll all come in these little packages. Let me see what else we have here that you might... Oh, of course, gummy bears. And little gumdrops. Pretty much any candy you can think of, M&Ms, we can all put them on top, or you can put them on top of the ice cream. We have all these little packages here hanging in our display, so you'll be able to pick whichever you like. Now, all of the magical imbuements are done on site. We actually have a staff of, well, there's some fairies and some witches. I think we have a nymph back there. She's a new hire. I don't know if it's going to work out. But what they do is they essentially open the packaging and kind of do their stuff, and then they seal it back up. And there's different, let me give you our little menu here. There's different magical enchantments you can choose from. There's, let's see here, we all kind of broke it into category just so that you can quickly scan it and see what's up your alley. There's kind of relaxation blends to where stress relievers, inducing sleep, things like that. Let's see what else. There's also ones that are very popular. We just started offering them, I think it was last summer. What it is essentially is it's a, we call it a vacation in a cup. So it's basically what it is, or on a cone, whatever way you prefer. when you eat it, you're essentially taken on a it induces sort of a meditative state where you're able to go on a little mini retreat to different locales. It lasts for about half an hour, so it's just a little bit to recharge your batteries. You know, you can eat it during your lunch break even. And we make them in little to-go containers so that people can take them with them wherever they need a little bit of a break. So there's different little half-hour vacation packages that we imbue them with, I guess. So there's one that goes to the Caribbean. There's one that has a little cruise. Let's see here. There's one that goes to different kind of historical, cultural places, Paris, Barcelona, things like that. And I'll let you take this brochure. In fact, this is one we give all of our new customers, and it really kind of helps you just take a break and just kind of get away for a little while. Okay? Yeah. Now, let's see. We also have other ones that have different sort of more noticeable magical qualities. For instance, one that helps you change your appearance for about a day. So, you know, if you're thinking about maybe coloring your hair and you don't quite know if it's the right thing for you, you can eat the ice cream and basically give your hairstyle a try and see if it's kind of something you'd be interested in making permanent, that kind of thing. So, and you can change different things about your appearance just to try out, you know, new little tweaks. And it's not permanent, so that's good. Let's see here. Like I had a client or a customer who came in here a little while ago, and she wanted to be a little bit taller, so she wanted to give it a try. She realized in the end it was, you know, her height was great, but for a day she got to, you know, be about 8 inches to 12 inches taller. And, you know, it's kind of neat to try out different things. So I'll give you that brochure to take home with you, definitely. I think that's about it. Oh, I was mentioning our cherry on top. The cherry on top that we provide everyone is actually a meal in and of itself. So we usually recommend that you eat the cherry first. Basically, start the ice cream on an empty stomach. Don't eat any meals, and then you can have the cherry, and it will basically serve as like a 3-course meal, and then you can enjoy the rest of your Sunday. So with the cherry, you usually get an appetizer, like a soup or a salad, then an appetizer, and then like the main course. And then of course you get to enjoy your ice cream as the actual dessert. And it does have half the amount of calories as the traditional meal would have. Yeah, so you're getting, we have one that's roast beef, we have vegetarian and vegan options. It's just, it's a great little thing that we do. Of course you can save the cherry for later if you've already eaten. So yeah, they last up to about a week if you put them in the fridge, and we provide these little containers with it too. So. Okay. Did you have any questions for me? Okay, well, you know what? I'll go ahead and, as I said, you can have this brochure. Feel free to peruse around the parlor. We have a lot of different toppings that I didn't even get to, really. We also have dried fruit. I forgot to mention it. And dried, for instance, banana chips, apple chips, things like that. And it's you know, kind of a healthier option if you want to go that route. We also have, we call them coffee bean candies, and they give you a little bit of a pick-me-up, and they're delectable. Some are covered in chocolate, some are just plain. So I'll let you peruse around. We also have shakes if you're into that sort of thing and you don't, you know, necessarily want a sundae. We also have smoothies with natural fruit in them and juices, and you can get different boosters in it. So for instance, wheatgrass, things like that. So we try to cater to everyone, make everyone's summer a little bit more special. Okay. Well, it was wonderful meeting you, and just take your time and enjoy it. And hope to see you in here again soon, and enjoy your delectable treat. Okay, bye. Our next little getaway for your taste buds is going to be the Butterscotch Broomsticks treat shop. That's always a tongue twister for me. Has all sorts of different candies, but of course my favorite, see, I can't even get it off my mind. My favorite is the chocolate. They have absolutely delectable cocoa treats. Hi there. Welcome to Butterscotch Broomsticks. What can I do for you today? And you've definitely come to the right place. Now, are you looking for some trick-or-treat candy, or just a treat for yourself? A little bit of both? Okay. Now we have definitely a wide selection of edible masterpieces. That's what I like to call them. Now, do you typically prefer chocolate or hard candies? More on the fruity side, which would you category would you say you fall into? Okay, well, we definitely have some different chocolates that you might like. I'll just show you a few of our best sellers, and then you can let me know what kind of tickles your fancy, okay? Great. So this one, we have a wide range that are offered in this kind of packaging. And they're kind of a portable chocolate, which I like a lot. Now, they come in mini sizes too if you did want to give them out to trick-or-treaters. They're resealable, of course, and they kind of fit right into your purse or your pocket, whatever the case may be. These are chocolate mints. Now, all of our chocolate line comes with just the basic necessities in terms of enchantment. So they kind of magnify your magical power just a bit. And some of them even serve as a great base for your own spell. So, okay. So you wanted to kind of add your own. No, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, it just kind of amplifies it a bit. And you can, of course, just enjoy them as a normal treat too. But where's the fun in that, huh? So again, this is the chocolate mint. We also have these in chocolate with peanut butter, so it's kind of a nice creamy peanut butter with a robe of chocolate on top, kind of surrounding it, hugging it. We have dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate. The white chocolate doesn't typically tend to be as popular, but it is a lighter option. It has a little bit of a vanilla tinge to it, which I like on occasion. So we also have an almond variety, which is very nice if you're feeling a bit nutty. And we have some different dessert themed options. So we have a chocolate covered cheesecake bites, so they're in raspberry and kind of a key lime pie variation. It's very nice. They are very filling though. Even a little nibble will satisfy your sweet tooth, so that's good. Especially if you're watching your calorie count, whatever the case may be. Not that you need to. So there's those. Then we also have these. These are our packages of lollipops. So in each package there are about 10 to 15 depending on the lollipop. Now you did say that you wanted more of a base one where you could add your own enchantments, correct? Okay. Now, were you leaning more toward the dark or light magic? Or nature magic? Okay. Well, I ask because there are certain ones that tend to gravitate more towards certain categories. in terms of magic. They're more effective, I should say. So these are great for nature magic practitioners. They're all botanical themed, so there's rose flavored and different herbs and different just more natural ingredients. There's even a lavender one. I know that sounds a little bit odd. Most people wouldn't naturally assume that flowers and botanical things are a perfect pairing for lollipops, but these are absolutely delicious. More of a light flavor and a very airy texture for a lollipop, I feel. And then I have, let's see here, these ones right here. These ones are chocolate lollipops, so they're hard chocolate. And yeah, they're a great mix if you're in the mood more for a chocolate treat, but want to go for the lollipop portability. And these are great for dark magic practitioners, though we do have another one that, let me see here. Oh, this one right here, that's for the light magic. Now the only difference is that the dark magic tends to accept curses better and hexes, things of that nature, while the light magic is more for more kind-hearted spells, blessings, birthday gifts, especially to newborns, things like that. Yeah. Not that you would give a newborn a lollipop, but maybe their parents give them out at the baby shower or christening, things like that. So, also in terms of trick-or-treating, I mean, you know, it all depends if you want to give a trick or a treat. Let's see here, those are the lollipops. Let me see. Okay, we have these boxed candies as well. These are very nice little treat boxes. So essentially, one of these little things can hold up to 3 or 4 candies. Again, that depends on what you're putting in them. You can fill them with whatever you like in the store. The pre-packaged ones we have here actually have little chocolate truffles in them. But you can also get it with our dessert bites, again, like the cheesecake bites, or little mini caramel apples. Are you familiar with our mini caramel apples? Oh, I'll have to show you that. Okay, let me get the packaging for that. This one. Okay, 3 mini caramel apples are in here. And essentially we grow a special breed of apple that is about a little bigger than the size of a quarter in terms of diameter. And of course it's much more plump than a quarter, but like I said, 3 or 4 fit in one of these little boxes, and we cover them in a delicious layer of caramel, sometimes chocolate, and top them with marshmallows, nuts, whatever the customer prefers, and sometimes even it's toffee or candy. I've always been a caramel apple fan myself, but these are great for trick-or-treaters because they are so, you know, handy to have around. It's not as if they have to walk around with a large caramel apple. They're more bite-sized, and of course this particular species of apple is seedless, so you don't have to worry about any of that. In fact, even the core and the stem are completely edible. So yeah, it's a new hybrid that we came up with. Very proud of it. We actually have a local farmer here who the orchard is right behind our shop, and so we got our minds together and came up with this. So we hand dipped them all here, and there's no need for a stick, of course, since they are so bite-sized. And again, this is more of a base treat, so you can put any spells or enchantments you want on there. Okay, let's see what else we have that you might like. I have these. These are personally one of my favorites. I am a big fan of marshmallows, though. However, I tend to gravitate toward marshmallows quite often. They're just so light and airy and fluffy. These are we have a whole line of marshmallow candy all in these packages. Again, you can get them in the mini variety so that you can hand them out to trick-or-treaters or even give them as party favors at a Halloween soiree. but they're all covered in different things. So this one is chocolate coated. It's also caramel coated. We have one that's dipped in dark chocolate and then drizzled with light coconut. Oh, it's to die for. And then we have a candied marshmallow, which is similar to kind of the same candy coating that you have on the apple, but it's much lighter. So, and now I know that people are tending to veer away lately from handing out caramel corn to people who, especially trick-or-treaters, just because it can get so messy and it's difficult to package, things like that. But we do have prepackaged caramel corn balls, but they're in different shapes. So and the shape kind of reflects what the flavor is. So this one is the apple caramel corn, so it's drizzled in kind of, again, a candy apple, but it has a very very subtle flavor. It is quite sweet though. You'll definitely have to break out your sweet tooth for this one. But we also have a traditional caramel corn where it's just the normal, kind of creamy, buttery caramel. And we have a chocolate covered one, and also one that's kind of drizzled with melted marshmallows and a hint of caramel in it. But like I said, they're good. They're very portable, and we chose to prepackage all of them in kind of 2 or 3 bites each, because you don't want to have a whole load of caramel corn when you're trying to eat other candy on Halloween night. So yeah, so that's that one. Now, do any of those kind of catch your eye? Okay. Well, we do have one other thing that you might want to add to your Halloween lineup. See if I can find it here. There we go. Okay, these are another line of box candies that we have. And these ones are actually cake bites. So 3 fit in here because they are a bit larger than the normal candy that we put in these little boxes. And the cake bites are all different types of cake. We have a red velvet, which is one of the most popular. We have a dark chocolate cake with layers of caramel in it. We also have an angel food cake, or fluffy, and we have a yellow cake. Now, there's all different types of frosting variations, of course. The yellow cake is typically paired with a chocolate frosting, though, and on each little cake, as you can see, there's different decorations for Halloween. I think they're adorable. Here we have a little spider, and then here we have the witch's hat. There's also another one with a cauldron that's very cute and very fitting, I think. And then here we have a little jack-o'-lantern. Yeah, it's adorable. We actually hand decorate them all here, and we bake them all on site as well, so they're all fresh. If you do choose to do this, I recommend ordering them in advance and then coming in maybe a day or 2 before the event or Halloween, whatever the case may be, and picking them up then, because you do want them to be fresh. We don't put any chemical preservatives or anything in there, so they're going to be nice and soft and ready to nibble. But I do recommend, like I said, coming in just before. You don't want them to get all brittle on you, crumbly. Okay, well, why don't you go ahead and look around? That's not a problem at all. I'll be here at the counter if you have any questions. I'm actually about ready to go on break, but Alice over there will help you, ring you up for anything you need if I'm not here, okay? Well, it's been wonderful meeting you, and I hope you're able to find some sweet treats here that are to your liking. Yeah. Well, you know what I always say is, I go with what I like, and then I pick a couple general things that other people tend to like, you know. I kind of steer clear of the black licorice, even though I'm a fan most of the time. But in terms of other people, not a whole lot of people gravitate toward that. So I always pick the core favorites that I have, and then I kind of move out from that a little bit and pick more general fan favorites, because then you kind of please everyone at the party, and all the little trick-or-treaters get to pick what and choose what they like. So I think that's always a good strategy. Okay, well, you take your time, like I said. It was a pleasure meeting you, and if you need anything, you just let me know, okay? Great. Well, I hope you're ready for a bit of a wicked fun. We're going to head right over here to this stall, or pop-up shop, I should say. She would hate me calling it a stall. But right through those doors is the Evil Queen's Caramel Apple Shop. Just don't get too carried away. Welcome. Please do come in. Now, how can I help you? Oh, but then you've definitely come to the right place. This is the Evil Queen's Caramel Apple Emporium, after all. Oh, yes, I tried my hand at selling bubbles and bits here and there, mostly mirrors, but, well, let's just say I have a bit of a sweet tooth, and, well, revenge is best served in the form of a caramel apple, isn't it? Or candied apple, whichever you prefer. Yes, all of the caramel apples you'll find here are packaged in these plastic wrappings. It's to keep in their magical potency. It's an enchanted plastic wrap, of course. I wouldn't store it in any ordinary packaging, but, have you ever been here before? I didn't think so. Well, why don't I show you some of my favorites? Oh, good. It's not as if you really had any choice in the matter, you see, because, well, I haven't had a customer come in all week, really, and I'm a bit lonely, so it'd be nice to have a little chat with you. Oh, don't worry. I don't bite too hard, anyway. So, what exactly brings you in? You looking for a curse, or a hex? Oh, lovely. That's my favorite. So you're a jilted lover then, are you? Well, I've seen my fair share of those over the years. In fact, I've played that role many times myself, I can assure you. But let's see what we can find for you today. A sweet treat with a bit of an edge. Well, I do have to show you my all-time favorite. It's this Granny Smith apple here, covered in a delectable layer of caramel, and the caramel just so happens to be tinged with a curse of sorts. Whoever bites this apple, well, has the misfortune of becoming a toad or a lizard, depending upon several different factors, mainly their personality traits to begin with. I've even had someone turn into a sea turtle once after consuming just a nibble of this little morsel. Oh, and I forgot to mention, all of the apples I'll be showing you today are satisfaction guaranteed. So, if it doesn't work, you get your money back. Of
course, there is a proof process that I go through. After all, I can't have everyone asking for 3 apples, such, so... No, but you needn't worry about that. So, this next apple here is a delightful little gem. It's a red apple, so it's a bit sweeter than the traditional caramel apple. It's coated in a layer of dark chocolate, then a layer of gooey caramel, and then, just for good measure, I tossed on a few dark chocolate chips. It sounds delicious, doesn't it? But you won't want to have a taste of this, dear. 1 crumb, 1 little tidbit of caramel will curse you with bad luck for 5 years, give or take. I can always up the dose for more if you're feeling particularly vengeful, but I figured 5 is a good round figure. Now, this must be consumed on the full moon, though. That is the only caveat. And, well, it only works on 1 person, so once your victim, let's call them that, let's be honest, consumes any part of the apple, or the coating for that matter, it will not work on any others. So it's a single-use apple, to be perfectly blunt. And a variety of my apples are like that. I feel that they're the most potent that way, and that's the way I've created them. You could always boost the magic factor, so to speak, by going and talking to the local sorceress, but I don't recommend it. No. You don't want it getting out of your hands now, do you? Now this next one here is, well, it's particularly spiteful. But you seem like the kind of person who's, all in, Yes, I thought so. After all, if you can't do anything in full, why do anything at all? So, this apple, see the way it shines? It's a candied apple, so it's unique. It's a Granny Smith apple coated in a layer of red, glistening candy, and on the outside I've put a sprinkle of peanuts, just to make it look a bit more inconspicuous, you see. Now this apple will render someone speechless for an entire year. Now, of course, it won't cause any deformity within their mouths or anything as vulgar as that. It's just that well, they'll be tongue-tied, so to speak. They won't be able to utter a word. Now, they'll find other ways to communicate, I'm sure, writing or possibly even some form of hand language. But nothing is quite as direct as the spoken word. So, for instance, if they're in love with someone else and you want to put an end to that, this would be the apple you might want to consider. It's one of our least expensive options as well, simply because it's not as powerful as some of the others, but it'll do the trick. No, this isn't far enough for you, is it? Let's see here. This one. A spicy apple. It's a red apple, coated with caramel, and a bit of cayenne pepper. Now the cayenne pepper, I can assure you, is well hidden within the caramel, so they won't know until their mouth is on fire. Not literally, of course. But This one is, well, this one is harsh, my dear. I don't know if you want to go quite this far. You see, whoever has the misfortune of eating this apple will be unable to fall in love for the rest of their days. Now, there are 5 people that I know of who can break the curse that this apple possesses, but they are very distant and aloof individuals. So even if the person does find them to help remedy the curse, they probably won't be cooperative in any way. Yes. So, but this one it's a bit, it is very vengeful. I won't sugarcoat it, pun intended. It's irreversible, one of the few things that I have in here that are irreversible, so you'll have to bear that in mind. Let's see, this is another great one here. An oldie but goodie. It's the toffee apple, so it's a traditional toffee apple, essentially covered in a luscious layer of toffee, and then just a little drizzle of caramel and white chocolate with marshmallows on top to make it look extra nice and sweet. But it is not nice and sweet. Let me ease your mind on that. See, this apple will allow anyone to read minds. Now I know what you're thinking. Isn't this a spell that's intended for good? Wouldn't it be wonderful to read minds? No, it would not. I, unfortunately, had to read minds for about a year, a decade or so ago. It was an enchantment that somebody put upon me, and, I got back at them, but during that year, it was sheer terror. We always think that we want to know what other people are thinking, but we really don't. And whoever bites this apple will learn that lesson the hard way. It lasts for about 10 years, which is, of course, much longer than I had my affliction, but who's to say they will last the whole 10 years without going insane? Let's put it that way. Okay, let's see, and I have one last apple for... No, I take that back, 2 apples. This is my lavender apple. So it's a caramel apple, and I've sprinkled it with lavender and rosebuds on the outside, making it look oh so sweet and romantic. People have even come in here mistakenly to purchase this for their valentines, and, well, one of them I let walk out of here because he was smug, but the others I gave a word of warning. This apple will turn the person into, well, it all depends upon who they are. I've had one become a troll, one become a fiendish little nymph, and another who became a pig. That one was a little odd. Usually it's a magical creature that they transform into, but like I said, it all depends upon who they are and, well, what sort of wrong they've done to you. And then, the last one. I think I've saved the best for last. Well, I know I said that the first one was my favorite, but I think I may have to amend that and say that this one really does take the cake. Or the caramel apple, anyway. This one, this little delectable I have here, is a candied caramel apple. So there's a layer of candy coating, covered by a layer of caramel, covered by a layer of melted marshmallow, covered by yet another layer, I know, of dark chocolate. Sometimes they have a hard time getting their teeth into it. That is why this particular apple works simply by licking it. So, yeah, the minute it touches their lips, you're good to go. So, this apple. How do I explain this? Well, the person whom you give it to will emit a rather pungent odor for the rest of their lives. Now, this isn't any ordinary odor. It's something that's so appalling and so repulsive that no one will want to get in possibly a 10 to 20 yard radius of them. Yes, it's quite strong. Now, the original recipe I created for this was much milder, but I felt it didn't have the desired effect, so over the years I've tweaked it just a bit here and there, and I think it's pure perfection now. So now tell me, which one caught your eye? Oh, that's a lovely choice. Here you are. Now tell you what. If you promise to come back, this one's on the house. Oh, good. Now I'm going to hold you to that. Lovely. Well, here you are then, and the best of luck to you. Please, do come back sooner rather than later. It does get quite quiet in here.
All right then, the last stop on our little enchanted edible retreat, let's call it, is the fantastic magical patisserie. So you'll find a wide range of different pastries and a bit of whimsical relaxation in store for you. Alright, it's right through there. Welcome to Whipped Cream and Whimsy. What can I do for you today? I thought I saw a familiar face. Well then, welcome back. Were you looking for another pastry? Okay. Well, you're in luck. Today we have some new selections. I just started baking them last week. So you'll get to try out some new confectionery delights. So I hope that you've brought your sweet tooth with you. Great. Alright, this first one here. That's right, we'll get right to it because I know that you're here for the delectable treats that I have. So this one here is our chocolate pastry, and it's made with Tanzanian chocolate and Venezuelan tonka beans. Well, this bottom layer here is actually made of entirely dark chocolate, and then on top here is a sort of a chocolate mousse texture, and with the vanilla beans kind of swirled in, and then on the top here is a roasted walnut. And then this next one we have here is a ruby red raspberry and pistachio cream tart. And this has just a hint of cinnamon in it, and as you can tell in the middle, it's a rich sort of custard, and that is vanilla with pistachios. And then on the outside here is where you'll find the raspberries themselves, and they've been candied, so they're extra sweet. And we only pick the finest raspberries, of course, that are completely in season. You'll find this one has a very smooth texture, And then the tart itself is made out of shortbread, so it's light and flaky and buttery. It's one of my favorites, especially this time of year. And this is our chocolate caramel cookie. I say it's a cookie, but it's so much more than that. The actual base itself is a shortbread cookie, but on top are layers, 5 layers to be exact, of alternating dark chocolate and rich caramel. And the caramel has a bit of a sea salt taste to it, which balances out the sweetness perfectly. And on the top there, you'll see there's just a dollop of whipped cream. Well, it's ideally made for 2 people, since it is so large, but I always manage to have one on my own. Yeah. And this is one of our newest ones here, the next one I'm about to show you. This one is our white chocolate mousse apricot tart, and it contains rich white chocolate mousse and candied apricots, and then on the bottom here is a pistachio biscuit. And as you can see, it's kind of in a circular shape, and in the very center of that circle is a strawberry. It's kind of hidden there amongst the mousse. And the strawberry is, of course, only the ripest strawberry. We find only the finest ingredients. And the strawberry itself in the middle there has a little drizzling of chocolate. Dark chocolate, of course. This one here is definitely our most delectable and most gooey concoction. It's essentially made of caramel, nougat, and meringue. And the thin, flaky crusts that you see here are almost like a very fine peanut brittle. And in between each layer of that thin flakiness is the nougat and the meringue. And then on the top there you'll see it's delicately drizzled with caramel. And then on top we've sprinkled a few chocolate chips on there just for good measure. Not that it needs it. And then we'll move on to this last one here. This is our silken strawberry macaron, and it's of course the traditional flaky cookie. And then in the middle we have white chocolate and strawberry that's blended into a cream, and it is simply divine. And of course we use fresh strawberries, and on the top there you'll notice that we have some shaved white chocolate added there as well. But I do have one last thing I'd actually like to show you. This isn't one that I typically show all of my customers, but as I recall last time you were quite a fan of our cream puffs, right? Well, as you know, this bakery isn't an ordinary bakery. We do have quite a few selections that are more magical in nature. So this one I'd like to show you, this final pastry, is actually a very delicate croissant. But this croissant isn't your average run-of-the-mill croissant. It's actually filled with dark, rich chocolate and just
a little bit of whipped cream piped in there as well. And then on the top, we've drizzled it with a few toasted hazelnuts. We've sprinkled them on the top there. And then, just to give it that extra touch, we've drizzled some white chocolate on there as well. Now, does this sound like something that you might be interested in? Okay. Now, this particular selection, it is enchanted, so it will allow you to have a brief escape, as the other one did the last time you were here. So, would you like to go ahead and have a seat? And I'll get the croissant ready for you, and I'll also pour you a nice cup of tea to go along with it. Or would you prefer coffee? Well, I have some lovely caramel tea if you'd prefer that. Okay. I'll pour you a nice cup, and I'll bring the pastry right over to you, and then we can get started. Wonderful. All right, here you are. Now I'll just sit down right here with you, and whenever you're ready, remember, it just takes one bite, and as soon as you take that first delectable bite, you'll be able to unlock the magic that I've baked into the croissant, and to be able to travel to another place entirely. Are you ready? Alright then. So now what I'd like for you to do is make yourself completely comfortable. And now, I want you to reach down and bring the croissant to your mouth. And take a large bite. I want you to enjoy the way the breading just flakes off, revealing the dark, rich chocolate center. And the thick layer of whipped cream that's hiding inside. I want you to let yourself indulge in this small but sweet morsel. And as you do, I want you to close your eyes. And take a deep breath. And then let it out slowly. Let the flavors dance in your mouth. Let your taste buds enjoy every bit of this scrumptious dessert. And then I want you to let go of all of the worry. I want you to be completely present in this very moment. Forget about anything else that's happening in your life. And just focus on what's happening right now. Let all of your senses indulge and feel your mind slowly drift away. And as all of the stress slowly ebbs away from you, you realize that you are sitting by the water's edge. There are stones cradling your legs as you watch the sea There is no one else there with you. You have the rocky beach all to yourself. There is a bit of a chill in the air, but you don't mind, because you have a knitted sweater wrapped tightly around you, keeping you warm. And the sun, which is gradually falling, is still providing you with enough heat to cut the chill. The Mediterranean has never looked so beautiful as it does now, basking in the waning sunlight. It sparkles. As though diamonds are hidden just beneath the surface. Far off in the distance, you can see dolphins coming out of the water just a bit. Just enough so that you can see their gleaming backs as the light hits them. The sounds of the water lapping against the rocks gently fills the air. And the waves bring with them the smell of salt that's lingering in the water.
and you have never felt such a deep peace. You've never been so relaxed as you are right now. It's as though you're lost in a dream, one in which you know you are safe, a dream in which there is nothing but hope and happiness. You sit there for a little while longer, enjoying everything that the sea is giving you, collecting every image, taking in every smell, every sound. And when you're ready, I'd like for you to return to me. I'd like you to take a deep breath in and then out, and open your eyes. How do you feel? Wonderful. Yes, these croissants are quite marvelous, aren't they? I'll give you a few to take home with you so that you can indulge later on. And how do you like the caramel tea? It's delicious, isn't it? Alright, I'll go ahead and package these up for you. You can just relax here and enjoy your tea, and whenever you're ready, just come up to the front counter and get your croissants, alright? Good. Well, that's it for your little Enchanted Edibles retreat. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Yes. Well, it's certainly been a pleasure meeting you and showing you around today, and I look forward to seeing you again next year. Okay.